wait for Instagram, but we're on YouTube. And we're going to do a collective reading for Taurus season. Taurus is going to be the highlight. And we're going to pull from 3 decks to get the messages. We're going to pull from the decks that are here, the Santa Muerte deck, and also the Light Seers deck, along with Fancy deck. Let's get a little bit more light in here. There we go. So let's do a little bit of review. Let's do a little bit of what Taurus season is. Taurus season is the second sign in the zodiac. And what Taurus offers is the fertile ground from which Aries and all their bright ideas and fertilization of seeds, i.e., just being innovative, and takes all that energy and grounds it in a practical manner. So we're talking about practical energy with Taurus. We're talking about, and this is the higher octave, so take it in the reverse, and you get the darker side of Taurus. So we're talking about loyalty, we're talking about practicality, patience. Tauruses don't generally look like they move, but they do. And when they get to going, there's really no stopping a Taurus. So that's something to keep in mind as an energy, because we all possess this energy in some part of our chart. So it helps to know what's in your chart. And how this Taurus season may or may not affect you moving forward. So shout out to all the Tauruses, all my Tauruses out there. This is now that time. And shout out to Aries, because this was the time when that part of our chart, we have new ideas. We started new endeavors on many different levels. And it gave us a time to be creative, to explore, to have that adventure. And now that we've had that time to be in that fiery, passionate energy, now it's time to ground all those ideas, all those new beginnings into a very practical manner that we can use moving forward, because after Taurus season is done, Taurus hands it off to Gemini. And Gemini is what I would like to call in the collective process of things. It's like the press release. You know what I mean? That's just getting ready for the seeds that have been planted to start sprouting. Gemini represents, for me, the inner child. It represents communication. So this is more or less the time when those seeds start to bud and show their faces, so to speak. And communication begins, because now it's in the forefront. You can see what has been planted, and moving forward, you know more and more what to do with it. So we'll pull from Fancy's deck. And for Taurus season, first card out is the Temperance card. And this is a very Taurian energy. It's about patience. It's about taking your time. It's about being balanced in a very practical way, knowing when to play and when to rest. So this is one of those things where if you're undertaking a new exercise regimen, there's going to be a time where you're working your body out, and there's going to be time where you're giving it rest. So there's a high maintenance that goes along with matching the energy of what you're putting out at this time. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land. It's not getting too caught or swayed in one direction at this time, right? And to support that, we have the death in the Mayan oracle, which is called Kimi, the White World Bridger. And this is about opportunity. This is about transformation on another level. But this is about releasing the old. So this is a time where there was lethargic kind of energy, where you weren't quite settled in the new you. This is where the opportunity comes in to really solidify that new beginning for yourself, or whatever that may be. All right? So it really represents the opportunity to do things. Okay, the newest opportunities and how to equalize is another of the key words that go with the white world bridger. So with this temperance, this is really about steady as she goes, you know, and the maintenance of things and being patient and very practical. This is not about going outside your means, so to speak. But for all my Taurians out there, this is what this means. And also with this is going to ask you to also let me switch up the gear here so we can get a closer look. All right, there we go. We can get a closer look. And feel free to put your comments in. And we are pulling cards on the end that are donation based. All the info is right up here. I'll move it if you need it. Only if you need it. And if you like to donate to the channel and help us grow, that would be appreciated as well. But with this Taurian energy in Taurus season, it's asking yourself, how can I balance out my life? So for all my Tauruses out there, we already know what this energy looks like. This is dealing with abundance and what you feel abundance looks like. Taurus rules pretty much the physical world, the earth we stand on, the things that we plant in the ground is Taurian energy. Also, the energy of finances, everything practical, things you can touch and feel. You know what I'm saying? The body itself is Taurian energy. So let's take a look. We're going to pull from the light series and we're going to expand on all of these as we move. The Hierophant, very much the Taurian card. The Hierophant is the Taurus card in the major arcana. And the Emperor. So what this is saying is Taurus, you've got your energy showing up. But this is, and it's funny because the Pope supposedly passed yesterday, right? That's Taurus energy right there. This is the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, as you can see with this staircase here. Meditation is going to be really good in these moments of stillness when you're not active, grounding your body. This is like after a great workout, you just take a little bit of time to recalibrate yourself, because in my experience in martial arts, after a really great workout, you meditate, the ego is suppressed greatly because you're not really thinking about too much but some water and some rest. It's a great time to really reconnect with yourself and what you deem as the divine. And also, this is about making commitments. So if you're starting new things, thank you again, Aries. This is a time to make a commitment to follow through and what that looks like moving forward. So this Temperance card may mean many different things for you, such as time management and the value of the time, because we're speaking about Taurus energy, the value of your time, your worth. So self-worth is very much in play here. And with the Emperor card, this is asking you to step into that leadership position in your life. Doesn't mean that you run a multi-million-dollar business. It means that you navigate and you maintain your home life and your business life like an emperor would. This means you are accountable and responsible for all that happens in your storyline, in your realm, in your reality. Okay? And the Emperor does not play small. And this is that Aries energy again. And it's like it's a cumulative effect when we're talking about the zodiac, because we leave Aries season doesn't mean Aries is not present. Aries translates or transmutes that energy into Taurus. So by the time we get to Pisces, Pisces encompasses all 12 of the zodiac signs in one side. So we're talking about a culmination. So this is a time where, well, side note, if you're a Taurus out there, when your birthday comes around, this is a great time of this kind of meditation energy, a reflection. You think about the year that you've had and what went right, what went wrong, where you can make your adjustments at, and having that silent reflection and then contemplation of these new seeds about where you want to go forward from that point of that zero time. There's a really good video out there about that 0 time in celebrating your birthday. First of all, you don't want to blow out all candles because that is a ritual. Candle magic is real, and what you want to do with candles is let them burn until they go out. But you want to set intentions with those candles, and that's what Aries teaches Taurus moving forward, setting the intentions. Taurus is now the commitment to follow through on those intentions that you set. And remember, in the spring or the beginning of Aries season, you don't just want to have one or two. If you look at nature, nature plants many because it knows that there are predators out there. You know, the squirrels are going to come eat some of them acorns, and you're just going to lose a lot of those intentions. So you have a lot of intentions that you should plant and to see which ones are for you and which are not, which ones are going to bear fruit, and focus on those intentions, which ones mean the most to you. So if you're doing a new health kick, you know what I mean? If you're starting a business or transitioning to a new business or a new line of work, you really want to put your intention into those areas and nurture those intentions as well. Again, we're going to come back to the value of what it is that you're putting into the ground and the time and the patience that it's going to take, because Taurus has to be patient. You can't tell a flower or a tree when to bear fruit. You have to be patient and wait for their process to fully develop. So on one end of this Emperor energy, there is that authority, there is that accountability, that control, but it also comes with a bit of surrender. Not being so overbearing. You know, you don't want to become a tyrant. You can't go out there and whip the tree and tell it to put a papaya out there just because you want one right now, right? So there's a bit of surrender to the process that goes along with this energy of the emperor. So this is a mature emperor. Now with the Santa Muerte deck, we have the Six of Swords in reverse, followed by the Three of Hearts in reverse. And what this is saying is do not go back. Once you've made that commitment, do not go back. This Three of Hearts in reverse has a lot to do about trust right now. Trusting in that process that you can't see taking place under the ground, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. So if you're planting seeds, you can't see what's going on under the ground. You have to trust in that process. As long as you're taking the measures that you need to take, i.e., watering that garden and maintaining and pulling the weeds and doing your due diligence, you can almost guarantee that you're going to see results, right? The Six of Swords is not walking away from your commitments. This is standing firm in your beliefs and your newfound direction in life. So with this right here, this is telling us, you know, we don't want to revisit the past. If you've learned your lesson, if you've taken accountability as an emperor for your involvement in those things that didn't go quite right, you really sat down and you got the lesson that was needed, so that when you move forward, it's like you don't want to be around the wrong crowd when you hit it big, because these are going to be energies that are going to drain that energy from you. You want to make sure that you've trimmed the fat and that the right people are around you when you do have that kind of success, so that you don't have to worry about, you know, all the foolishness that goes on that's associated with that energy. All right. So what we're going to do is, for the rest of the signs, we're going to pull one card for every sign starting from Aries. We're going to skip Taurus because we did Taurus already. This is really good energy for Taurus. And we're going to get cards for the other 11 signs. So if you have placements, if you know your chart, this will help in a very practical way. You know, if you have a Pisces moon or Aries rising or whatever it may be, these could be something that will give you a little bit more insight into those areas of your life if you have those placements. And the thing to remember about the zodiac is you don't want to look at it as a fragmented puzzle, so to speak. It's a holistic process and system, and we all possess it physically, spiritually. The human body, from the head to the toe, is attributed to these sides. So we're not fragmented in our um, our view of these things. We want to look at the whole picture. Okay, so let's clear these two right here, and then we'll go straight down the line. So for my Aries, and I guess we're going to pull 22 cards because I'm going to get one from each deck. The Light Seers, and I'm going to get one from the Santa Monte deck. And from the Light Seers, I like to look at that as the light, and the Santa Morte as the dark. Not good or evil, but we want to honor both the principles of masculine and the feminine. The dark will be more the feminine or the internal, and the Light Seers will be more the active masculine principle. And that is the intention I set, but feel free to put it where it needs to go. You know what I mean? If it is something that is relevant to you. So for Aries, 3 of Cups in reverse, matched with the King of Pentacles in reverse. And we'll take it down. So we'll go to Gemini. For Gemini, the Sun in reverse with the 3 of Wands in reverse. And for Krabby Patty Cancers, 2 of Pentacles in reverse with the 2 of Cups in reverse. Leo has the Chariot in the upright and the 10 of Cups in the upright. For my Libras out there, 5 of Wands in reverse, coupled with the 8 of Swords in reverse. All right, where are we at? Scorpio. The 9 of Wands, coupled with the Lovers. Sagittarius has the 10 of Swords in reverse with the 10 of Wands in reverse. Capricorns, King of Swords with the Strength in reverse. Aquarius, King of Wands in reverse, coupled with the 8 of Wands in reverse. And last but not least, Pisces, we have the Strength and the 2 of Pentacles. So let's just run through these real quick. For my Aries, 3 Cups in reverse mixed with the King of Pentacles in reverse. There might be a loss in association with groups of people. Aries, you are a solitary figure. You are a pioneer in your own right. This is really saying that it's time to review your partnerships and your relationships, especially in the matters of value, money, things of that nature, the practical things. You know what I'm saying? You may be going through tax season right now, looking at things, or things that are practical, family related. That 3 of Cups in reverse is the demise of such relationships. So this is the time when you're clearing out those old seeds or getting the weeds out of your garden, right? For my Geminis, you have the Sun in reverse and you have the 3 of Wands in reverse. For my Geminis, this is about patience. This is taking your time and using the energy, and be mindful, all this is in line with the Taurus energy, so we're going to be reading it from that standpoint. This is they want you to slow down so that things can be revealed to you. Slow down. You know what I'm saying? Take your time and know that the answers are coming. For my Cancers, this is about the value of exploring your options. 2 of Pentacles in reverse and the 2 of Cups. So you, again, this is more coupling energy right here for my Cancer energies out there. Don't get locked into one thing. Don't think that one option or the first option is the best option, if that makes sense. You want to explore a little bit. You want to get into that Aries energy that I mentioned before of planting many seeds. This is like going out on many dates and figuring out what it is that you really want in partnerships. This could be for the job, since we're dealing with that Two of Pentacles. This could be, don't go with the first job or opportunity that comes up. You want to explore because it could lead to that kind of Two of Hearts where it isn't quite such a match. It's like once you get in there and you start seeing it for what it is, you might not be as passionate about it as you once were. All right. Leos, we have forward movement and we have wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment in the heart or in the home. So this is fast movement right here. This is taking the reins. It's very balanced energy, but it's speaking of forward motion and matters of the heart, anything that is related to the heart, and knowing that this could be also clearing up things related to the heart since we're dealing with the 10. The 10 is moving back to the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning. So this could be you clearing out your heart space, a lot of forgiveness here. Again, seeing the value of taking action in matters related to the heart right now. Okay. Libras, the conflict is over. The conflict is over. The only fight that you have really is internal, but it looks like here you're really getting out of your head and kind of minding your own business here. You know what I'm saying? Not getting caught up in any kind of drama whatsoever. And what that does is it shows you that the fight was really internal with this Eight of Swords in reverse. So that constant kind of monkey mind talking, whatever. That's out of here. That's out of here. Scorpios, now is the time to put up your guard. This is protection in any kind of partnership or protecting your decisions because the Lovers deals with decisions. This is really safeguarding that. The Nine of Wands is about putting up a defense or a barrier. This is boundaries in matters of making choices. So this is like you don't really need anybody to tell you what to do or add their extra input. This is also in relationships, protecting that relationship to keep it sacred. You know, you Scorpios out there, you represent that occult or secretive energy. Anyway, this is about protecting that which is sacred to you. Sagittarius, you are almost at the end of a very long cycle because you have two tens here. One is in the mind and one is in the area of your passions and desires. The fact that this reversed means there's one last step. There's just a few things that need to be worked out here in the mind and in the passions that you have. Um, let's get a word. Let's get a card of advice from my Saggies. Queen of Spades. So this is about self-mastery at this time. This is about taking the time to yourself to meditate and to go beyond your limits. So what's happening here is this is the replay. This is the VCR and DVD player that keeps playing the same thing over and over again. Getting out of your mind and getting back into your heart so that you find your passions again in life, the things that really drive and move you. Once these turn upright, and for all these cards, once they become upright, you have that choice. So when you're moving forward, keep that in mind. You have the ability to alchemize any of these energies at any time once you make that choice. This is not fated or locked in or set in stone with these cards or any cards that you see from any reader. Keep that in mind. But this is really good because once you get out of your head and into your heart, back into the center of who you are, going beyond what you think you're capable of, that's when the wheel really starts to turn for you and you end up, because the two cards that would follow this are the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, a passionate new beginning with a bright new perspective. Okay. Cappies, Capricorns out there, strength in reverse and the King of Swords. This is cutting your losses. This is being very logical, very strategic at this time. It's also surrendering whatever must go. And it feels like it may be a little heavy because the things that you are letting go may be closely attached to you. You know what I'm saying? It may take a bit of strength and or surrender to release the things that need to go. This is about using your wisdom at this time. And some things you're not going to be able to see. And that's where part of the surrender is. You don't know where these decisions are going to lead, but taking the lead or the authority is going to bring you to that strength. With this in reverse, this may be also parts of yourself, the ego that you need to release. Who you think you are at this time, or who you think you are in the aspect of there may be so much more that you're missing. You understand what I'm saying? So this could be trimming the fat in your own life, and that will help you with the outside world. Aquarius, the King of Wands in reverse, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is a very passionate kind of energy here now. It's like hold the horses. This is that Taurus patience taking over again. Communication will come. The passions will come. This seems like it's a time of. Well, let's check a look. Let's take a look. Give me a card, please. Fancies. King of Spades. Self-mastery again. Putting the pieces back together. When we ask for new beginnings, which Aries season did, especially with the energies that are going on now in the world, when you ask for a new beginning, you got to be ready for the old to fall apart around you. So it's kind of like the walls falling down. And this King of Spades being the Osiris card is putting the pieces back together. Maybe one piece was slightly off. Maybe it was in the wrong place. But this is a reassessment right here. You know what I'm saying? Don't take too much of that action that you used to take, jumping into things. And this is keeping quiet. This is keeping to yourself. This is keeping things close to the chest as you recalibrate yourself moving forward. And last but not least, we have Pisces. We have the Strength in the upright, and we have the Two of Pentacles in the upright. Your partnerships are very important to you at this time. This is like taking the leadership role as well with this Strength card and this Two of Pentacles in your partnerships, in your relationships. This is not about taking the back seat. This is about stepping forward and finding the strength. Especially with this lamb here. It's like, the lion and the lamb kind of energy. It's a mix of this temperance energy that I was talking about earlier. There's going to be a time when you're going to be called to be more in your masculine energy or taking action, and there's going to be a time when you are more gentle and receptive, and that's the energy here. And know that everything that's in front of you is a reflection of you, and this really wants you to see yourself in others. It's kind of like seeing the God in everything, that namaste kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Even those people who you may not get along with, there's something there for you to see as a part of your evolution that you need to look at. Having the strength to look within at this time and making sure that what you're seeing is a reflection, a healthy reflection of who you are. And the card that we'll pull on top of that is Mosaic, my man. So this is like taking bits and pieces from everything around you. This is seeing God in nature. This is seeing God in your relationships, in your occupation, and every little thing that you do, and putting it and reconstructing yourself into the new version of yourself. And just to be fair, we're going to go back down the line and we're going to add in Tahusi comes out for you, Aries. Tahusi is about your community, having that support. This is having a cause or something of substance to be the spearhead of you moving forward. What do you stand for at this time? Maybe these old energies are not in line anymore. They serve no value to you because of how much you've grown and changed over the years. All right. For my Geminis, this time of reflection and pausing is about the memories. This is about purifying the past. This is about changing the narrative. With the red moon here, it's time to get into a different flow. When it talks about the universal water, we're talking about cosmic memory at the same time as the memories that you have from this lifetime. So this could be a very spiritual time for you, Geminis out there. This pause or this slowdown may not be what you're accustomed to or what you like, but it's necessary at this time. For my Cancers, King of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy again, seeing the value of opportunities, seeing the value of, vetting people and not going by what you see on the surface, but what they're showing you without telling you. It's like finding hidden treasure, if you will. If you would only take the time to explore, as this it's this King of Diamonds or Pentacles, if you will, is willing to do in order to accumulate that fortune. For my Leos, you have the Fool card, Aries energy. This is a new journey for you. Whatever this forward movement is, it brings a lot of fulfillment to you moving forward. It's a new beginning, so that you know that it'll be things you haven't quite experienced yet. This is going to be something brand new to you. This is why you're at the 10 of Cups, because you're getting ready to explore a new level of what it means to be fulfilled emotionally. You know what I mean? And moving toward that with a great deal of support. You know what I'm saying? Moving very quickly through that, which is, that's a fixed sign. So that takes a lot of work. So, letting go of things for fixed signs. For my Libras, you have an East Star. This is protection. This is focusing on your target. Very good for this time because Sagittarius and Taurus are very much connected. As you can tell by the names, the Sage of Taurus would be your Sagittarius, and that bullseye, because Sagittarius is the archer. And this is a great time to line yourself up now that you have cleared out the conflict, which looks more internal than external. But it's not to say that you don't have your fair share of foolishness out there, right? But putting yourself in a position where you can really, you're in a good space where you're protected in that energy of exploring and figuring out where that arrow needs to go. Okay? Scorpios. Perspective. A change of perspective with this hanged woman or the hanged man, whatever you want to call it. But this is also about a transformation, which you guys should be familiar with. A metamorphosis, coming out of the chrysalis, emerging in this relationship or relationships that you have on, or this choice that you're going to make, is going to cause you to not only have a new perspective, but it's going to transform you as well. Sagittarius is the strength here. This is going against what people expect you to do or be. The status quo is erased. The stereotypes are no longer there. This is breaking the chains, which is very indicative of these two tens in reverse here. This is having the strength and courage to honor your evolution, no matter what anybody on the outside has to say about it. All right? Where we at? Pisces, Aquarius, yeah. Reiki. Communication on an internal level. This has a lot to do with self-talk and the way that you speak to that divine part of yourself. This is a lot of affirmation energy. This is really See, with Reiki, it has the healing aspect of it going on, especially when it comes to communication, with the feathers being the birds being the messengers, and with this King of Swords here. This is a great time for affirmations for you to see what it is or where it is that you may have been hindering yourself or sabotaging yourself due to the language you've been using. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But there's a lot of healing here with Reiki as well. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Your words have power, is really what it's saying. And as you're cutting things away and releasing it, you want to make sure that you're releasing it with the gratitude of the lesson that it's teaching you about yourself. You don't want to hold on to the struggle here. As you can see here, there's a wrestling match going on with the strength card. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a control issue thing. For my, oh, I'm sorry, that was Capricorn. Sorry, Capricorns. That was Capricorn. Aquarius is this time. You have the Queen Mother. Queen Mother is the matriarch of the fairies. This is about stepping into a new role, a higher role. This is about your daily rituals. This is about you being in the forefront. So with this King of Wands and this is like being a silent example as well. Quietly, more of a feminine energy, a softer energy that leads, it nurtures, it holds all of the stories. You know, the Queen Mother is the oracle. She has all the history of the family, the scrapbooks, you know what I'm saying? She knows all the timelines. You know, she sees what's coming as well. This is that time where the communication that you really need to be having is with yourself and spirit. And with all these cards, it has that meaning, that undertone of a lot of spiritual awakening about who you really are at this time, but also knowing that there's more to be revealed moving forward. But this is a great time to pause and see the value of Taurus season being more practical about everything that you're going through at this time. So, you know, you can watch the video again for your different placements if you know them. It helps if you know your chart, as you can see where these things are taking place, what area of life these what these energies are suggesting are taking place, and get yourself a composite view of what's going on and the changes and the actions or non-actions you need to take at this time. And remember, this is only advice. This is not something that you should base your life on. But if it strikes something in you, and even if it's in another area or with another sign, take that with you as the advice and move on that energy and sit with that energy and let it help you transform into the best version of yourself. So we're going to clear the board right quick and get everybody in their right deck. Fancies, light seers, and Santa Morte. All right. Now to close it out, we're going to give a few cards or words of advice. And only take what really sits with you at this time. One thing may resonate with you. 80 things, you know, the whole thing may resonate with you. Only take what's relevant to you. And define these as you see them. And know that these may be coming from your guides or your ancestors as well. So, for this next part, set your intentions. If there's a question that you have, if there's a piece of advice that you need, if there's a certain confirmation that you're looking for, let that be the intention for this part of the reading. think of it more as grandmother's and grandfather's advice. And to start it off, we'll get two from Fancy's deck. The Blue Monkey and the Empress card. Beautiful. The Blue Monkey is urging you to have fun. Get into that creative energy, which is very prominent. It's been prominent for quite a while. But to stay in that playful, childlike energy of discovering what your magic truly is. Again, we have the word process, trusting in the process, and the illusion of life. Making a mockery is what really the word illusion means if you look up the etymology of it. Um, it's something as simple as this image. The way I drew it looks three-dimensional as an image, but if you turn it to the side, you can't see it. It's an illusion of depth. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of that energy right there. And then the Empress card, again, Taurus energy, birthing new ideas, just being pregnant with ideas or pregnant in general, you know what I'm saying? Having the ability to birth new things at the end of the day and having everything that you need to make that come into fruition. And if you don't have it all, this is where the Empress's energy of attraction comes in, because all she has to do is decree. This is the Empress. She calls it in. She doesn't go looking, it comes looking for her. So if you're having maybe a little bit of difficulty figuring out what it is you want to do next, that Empress energy is urging you to sit still in your intentions and allow it to come to you. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for all of that to happen, this energy will help bring it in, because this playful, lighthearted energy will keep your energy clear. You won't feel so bogged down about what's going on in the news or in your own life that may not be the best. You know what I mean? All right. And to support these two, we'll get one on each side. Page of Swords in reverse, paired with the Three of Wands in reverse. And then for this Empress energy, the Moon in reverse, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Interesting. But let's have a look. We'll move this out the way. This is about just seizing the opportunity to have fun. Do not wait. If you have a creative endeavor, do not sit on it. Dive into it. See where it takes you. It says this is something that you're going to have to, this is something innate within you. This is something you already know. So this might be something that you consider a hobby, a talent, a gift that maybe you haven't explored in a while, or that you put to the back burner. If you're going to revisit anything, it's like revisiting that energy again. Being very childlike and very in the moment is what this is really saying. This is not something that you have to study for. You know what I'm saying? With that page energy, because that's a childlike energy. But at the same time, because it's a childlike energy revolt in reverse, this is like adult fun. You know what I'm saying? Being an adult. So this is being mindful of your surroundings when you're doing these things, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just being smart, like you don't walk down an alley that's dark at 4 a.m, kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's being very mindful about where you're playing and the time and the people that you're interacting with. It's about being very mature about this playfulness. It's not being haphazard where you're getting into trouble, but at the same time, when you find that energy that you really love, you want to dive into it. Don't sit on it. If you get that kind of spark, I don't care if it's 12, 2 in the morning, get up It is not to say you have to finish anything, but write it down. Start the process as soon as possible. Don't sit on it. Okay? Now with this Empress energy, of all these new ideas, you have the Moon in reverse and you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And you might be like, oh shit. Don't worry about it. It's all about how you look at things. Matter of fact, let's get two on that. Got the Hierophant in reverse, and you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is a knowing. This is an inner knowing. And this has nothing to do with anything outside of you at this time. There's nothing that needs to be revealed or committed to. It's not the start of anything new. This is who you are at the core. This is more of a reminder right here, this Empress. Man or woman, I don't care. This is a reminder of who you are, especially in this creative energy here. You know what I'm saying? This is remembering what it was. It's like when you were a kid. There was a time when we didn't have the cell phones, right? We didn't have all this scrolling and shit, stuff like that. We didn't have all that for a lot of us growing up. Some of you younger viewers may have been born during the time when technology was, where it's at now, or coming into where it is now. But there was an experience where we didn't have that kind of distraction. We had to create and imagine our own kind of fun. We didn't have that. I don't want to say it was a crutch. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't occupy our time, is what I'm saying. And time is something that is of value. And with that Taurus energy in this Taurus season that we're in, to see the value, because the Empress, again, is that Taurus energy of attracting and possessing all that you need. This fairy home is a perfect example. I didn't have to buy anything. It was already around. I just had to see it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? All I had to do was just refashion all the pieces. Just straight up wood from the front yard. These are all painted pieces of cardboard that I had in the trash, recycled materials. All it took was the glue gun and the glue. Didn't have to go out to the store. Didn't have to make a huge purchase in order for that creativity. This is God's work, making something out of nothing. And even in a more spiritual, emotional, mental awareness, this is transmuting all the energy of the past and creating something out of it that really benefits you at this time. And it's a great form of therapy in those regards as well, for seeing the past in a different way and using that as the springboard for your new beginnings. You understand? So do not hesitate. Those cars that were surrounding it had more to do with the past. The Ace of Cups. Things may not have gone wrong. Gone too right in areas of love for you. You know what I'm saying? Those new beginnings. You may have been one of them people, and I can speak from that experience of you just keep going through them, and it's like there's nothing that really matches that. Ten of Pentacles may have been family issues. You understand what I'm saying? May have been disagreements or arguments within the family, or just not seeing eye to eye. The Hierophant in reverse. Broken promises, commitments, not staying the course. And what would come from that would be like the guilt of I shoulda, coulda, woulda. That kind of energy. And then the Moon, not knowing where this shit is coming from, but things being revealed as well. Things not being hidden anymore. We know the truth now. The way the planets have been aligning and many other systems have been aligning, the energy has been showing us where we've been holding ourselves back. So this is what this is a reminder of right here. All these in reverse. This is what you alchemize at this time. So what does a family look like, and what is the value of that? A legacy. And don't take it as some grandiose thing where millions remember you, but it's not to say that you can't have that. Just for your family and your bloodline, right? Love, new beginnings, self-love as well here. What does that look like now? Revealing things. This has a lot to do with boundaries. This may be one of those times where you were just vulnerable with everybody. That's why the rest of this shit happened. You know what I mean? It's all about perspective, and then your commitment and your connection with what we call the divine. What does that look like now? So all these things are being alchemized, and you have all the tools necessary at this time to do it. It's about getting in this blue monkey energy, this playful, childlike energy of shaping your reality and making a mockery of what they gave us growing up. All the fallacy and the lies and the facades of what we thought life was supposed to be like. And taking that and using that to create the life that we really know we were meant to experience. Okay? Yeah, not a bad final message at all, I'd say. So we'll say Ashe to the guy, to those who passed on, who came through to deliver those messages, especially with this one here, because that has a lot to do with the family. Maybe those who have transitioned, whether you knew them or not, you know what I'm saying? Those known and unknown. But that is the reading for Taurus season. I hope there was something in here that you could use to help moving forward. Until May 5th, I'm doing tune-up readings for $30. That's it. It's for an hour, and we can do it in a number of places. It could be the WhatsApp. It could be on Instagram, video chat on both of those. Or you can just, if you want to, get it in an email on a recording if that suits you better. But you can get it live or as a recording. And that will be taking place from now until May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. And to book or order, all you have to do is hit me up at, and this is all in the description box. I just have it up here. And these are the methods that you can use to pay, which is all in the description box as well. And I only use that for people who want a couple cards during the live readings. Okay? So if that's something that you're interested in, just feel free to reach out. And again, set your intentions. If you're really serious about your evolution or your growth at this time, find somebody, if not me, that you would sit down and talk to. It's not about competition for me. I don't care. You're going to find people that you resonate with and people that are not so much in your frequency, but find somebody, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, that you really have that vibrational match to, and let them assist you. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoyed the reading. It's the first time. This is, I've strayed away from doing signs individually because of that fragmentation kind of energy. I don't want people to get caught up in the mind state that you're just this because that's where your sun sign is. So I had to develop a way where it was all inclusive. You know what I'm saying? And this is a format that I'll probably be using moving forward. So every change of the season, we'll sit down and we'll look at the energy of the season, of what sign it is, and then we'll go through all the signs in such a manner, you know what I mean, to give a more of a composite or a holistic view of what's going on. But in the meantime, we will be back. We've added some new things to the channel. Just FYI, we're in the second season of the art alchemy. I'm gonna change it from therapy because there's a lot that goes with that word, and I don't want to get it confused with all that other whatever. We're going to call it art alchemy moving forward. We're in the second season of live paintings for an hour or drawings or whatever, and we usually do that in the evening, around 11, 12 central time, whatever, if you can tune in. And then we're uploading meditations as well. It's the beautiful thing about being in New Orleans. There's a lot of natural places where you can sit and just hear birds and water all together. So there's a lot of those videos, and those are in the guise of 5 minute meditations. It's a time where you can just take 5, 10 minutes to yourself just to recalibrate, but using nature and its sounds to guide you. You know what I'm saying? It's really good. It's really good. So we're playing with different ideas, and we'll see which ones pan out better, and we'll keep those going for as long as it needs to. You know what I'm saying? And just letting things be as they are. Okay, Lisa. Combine the two worlds. What two worlds are these? That's really what's going on over here. We're combining a whole lot of everything. It's the beauty of the channel. It's not set in stone. I'm really starting to open up to the alchemy of it all. But what are you speaking of in particular? And the description box will have all the other services that I offer: commissioned artwork, different kinds of readings. We got the ancestral readings. We have the Mayan calendar or oracle readings if you want to learn your Mayan signature. Well, it's the same difference for me, and that's why I said I was going to change the wording. It's for me, it's just the wording. You know, I don't want to get caught in that whole thing where they say you have to have documentation and all that. I don't want it to be. I like the alchemy better. I like the alchemy view better more than the therapy. Because I look at the word therapist, and if you really break it down, it says the rapist, right? Like it's like, we're not going there. There's just something about certain words that don't sit well with me now as I move forward in my own understanding of it all. You know what I'm saying? But the alchemy, it just sits a lot better with the magical element of everything that I infuse into all the works that I do. So we're gonna roll with that for the time being. It'll still be under that, guys. And the reason I really started it was because people were giving me the feedback of how they felt during just watching the live. They said it was therapeutic. You understand what I'm saying? So it's still going to have the same effect. We're just going to change the name. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So, happy belated to all the Aries out there. If you're joining in today, or anytime after this is uploaded, and happy Taurus season to all my Taurians out there. Happy birthday, Seiko de Mayo, that's your boy's birthday. It's coming up as well. So, Taurus season is always special for me. And I'm definitely in that time of reflection. So, just know that we're all growing. I don't care what anybody shows you on the surface. We're all going through different things, but it's all for the growth. All right. So keeping that in mind, take your time during Taurus season. See the value of who you are and the things that you invest in. Have patience, and know that there's levels to all that. You understand what I'm saying? Just when you thought you was patient enough, something's gonna come around and show you that there's another level to that patience, you know. So with all that being said, love, light, and darkness to you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.